Porque no saben lo que yo sé. Yo escribo, improviso y canto. Bueno, eso es la.
A lot of you who are Puerto Rican, even Colombiano, even in Peru, whatever, the trip of the Puerto Rico, you will come back different. I guarantee you that you will come back different. That you will get an awakening about your history, about your culture, your people, that you never thought was possible. You will change in how you view yourself.
The San Juan and we have the Ponce, the museum parts of it. But when you have these agencies, you're like, wow, how can I bring that over here? But it all goes through the culture over there because they care. They care.
Yo escribo, improviso y canto y toco la misma vez. La gente me está envidiando porque no saben lo que yo sé. Me están envidiando, oiga, me están envidiando, me están envidiando porque no saben lo que yo sé. Me están envidiando.
And we had agreed with them to meet at 9, so we're running a little bit behind schedule. I want to encourage you to ask as many questions. This is an alternative school, it's not the mainstream education, and so ask questions.
All right, they're waiting for us down here. We're just going to come in and walk down the road.
Are you taking the front or the back?
Buenos días. Bien, encantada. Nice to meet you. Bueno, bienvenidos aquí al centro. Welcome. We are going to the second floor, so we're going to have a meeting on the conference. But this is Centro Sor Isolina Ferre. We are part of a group of centers that provide services to children, youth, and elders in different ways. So we're going to be sharing with you what we are doing here in the island. So, my name is Maria de Lourdes Lopez. I'm the executive director for the center, and I have been working here for 4 months only. But I am linked to the center as part of my growing up process, because this was founded by a nun that was part of the missionary servant of the Holy Trinity, and that was the congregation that served in the parish that I grew up when I was young. So I am very linked to the mission and to the philosophy of the center in that way. Here we are part of 6 centers that are serving the island in different geographic parts. We are going to be seeing this in the presentation. But also part of what moves Sister Isolina, that is the founder, to build these programs, is the needs of the poor people in the south part of the island. The centers was born in Ponce, in the Playa de Ponce, that is a very poor sector in the island.
$6 per dollar is high. Invested in direct services. Most organizations in Philadelphia only invest 25%, even 20% some of it. The rest of it goes to administrative costs. So when you tell me 80 cents of every dollar goes directly to service, that's a hell of an accomplishment. Even if you use some of that money for capital improvement, cosmetics, and all that kind of, it's still a hell of an outcome compared to the organization in the United States. When you say 63,000 folks that you have served, these are individual folks that you have served in the community. I don't know if you only counted once.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a population. You're not talking about each individual service that you provided.
No.
Just that you provided service to that one family, so 63,000 people, not the service.
People.
Because again, in the United States, we count per hour per service. So if you look at the numbers in the United States, that could be up to about 300,000. Why? Because every time she walks in the door, it's a service that I'm counting. Now you're counting the people, the holistic approach.
We do both.
Oh, you do both?
We do both.
According to whatever contract or whatever grant? Okay.
Yeah. Because we have grants that require us to have headcounts and have interventions, numbers of interventions that we have with that person.
But what impressed me is that you're not saying we have provided 300,000 services. We reached 63,000 people. So that's your main element right there.
Yeah.
And that's what impressed me. In the United States, they throw right away, well, we have provided 350 services. In reality, they only have service maybe 20,000 people. And that's what impressed me, that you're not counting the numbers, you're counting the people.
That's good.
Ours.
Doesn't remind me what it was to be 12 and 13-year-old. And every single day, just trying to unlearn that and trying to relearn what we were meant to be. So, does it feel good? Does it feel good, right? So why do we forget? Don't ever forget this. You know, having a hard day, just remember, you have it next to you. And one more. Just turn to the person to your left or right and just give each other a hug. Come on. Oh, Tiffany, you had no hug. Both hug each way. Yeah. Remember the love in the show.
I think it's one of our strongest.
We need to give him Ramon needs a hug.
Only more than a hug.
Well, this is a brief token of our thanks from Philly.
I know, right?
Right?
You smile too. What is your name?
Bueno, pues como ya les dijo, mi nombre es Amarilis Pagán. Aquí hay parte del equipo de trabajo. Él es Roberto Pastrana. Él es parte de nuestro Instituto del Género y Educación de Avanzada, que es nuestra división de educación comunitaria y profesional. Tanagra Melgarejo, que es de nuestra área de vivienda permanente para mujeres sobrevivientes de violencia de género. María del Rosario Figueroa, que es coordinadora de desarrollo humano. Y Soraya Muriel, que es nuestra asistente también en el área administrativa. Cada vez que nosotras logramos impulsar a una mujer para que alcance su pleno desarrollo humano, estamos impulsando no solamente a esa mujer, estamos impulsando a la sociedad completa. Porque cuando hablamos de equidad, estamos hablando de que todos y todas en una sociedad puedan desarrollarse plenamente. Y trabajar solidariamente o involucrarnos en procesos democráticos es prácticamente imposible. O sea, pedirle a una persona que está aquí, concentrada en vivir, en sobrevivir, que vaya a una reunión comunitaria para trabajar un asunto de la comunidad, es pedirle peras a horno. Porque realmente no tiene energía para otra cosa que no sea buscar comida y buscar techo. Así que nuestro trabajo en Matria tiene mucho que ver con ayudar a nuestras participantes a que puedan alcanzar lo que necesitan hasta llegar acá a la autorrealización. Así que bueno, en Puerto Rico, el Estado de los Derechos Humanos. Bueno, en Puerto Rico, una persona que no tenga dinero va a un hospital y no necesariamente va a recibir buenos servicios de salud. Sabemos que por legislación, si tú llegas a una situación de emergencia a un hospital, te tienen que ayudar. Pero la experiencia nos dice también que no te van a atender bien. Y tú puedes tener el plan médico que subvenciona el gobierno de Puerto Rico y te puedes estar muriendo de cáncer y no se van a dar cuenta hasta el final porque te van a haber pasado por 20 oficinas antes de que un médico decida mandarte a hacer los análisis que necesitas. O puedes tener, como algunas de nuestras participantes, un niño con esquizofrenia, tú volverte loca pensando qué es lo que tiene tu hijo y que no te le acaben de dar un referido, un servicio para que un profesional lo diagnostique. O la dislexia. una participante que nosotras tuvimos, que falleció ahora durante este año, que falleció por malos servicios médicos. Una mujer plena de 56 años que no tenía por qué haber muerto en esta vida, por un mal diagnóstico médico. Una persona sin dinero en Puerto Rico que mande a sus niñas y niños a una escuela pública sabe también que probablemente llegue a cuarto año de escuela superior sin saber leer y escribir bien, que probablemente caiga en el sobre 40% de estudiantes que desertan de las escuelas, que probablemente sea víctima de bullying, que esté expuesto a droga y que a nadie en el sistema le interese que ese niño alcance estudios universitarios. Una persona que no tenga dinero en Puerto Rico no va a tener casa, punto. Y el sistema de vivienda público ya no da abajo para tantas personas sin ingresos que están pidiendo entrar al sistema de vivienda pública. En Puerto Rico el número de familias que están perdiendo sus casas por falta de pago de las hipotecas es altísimo. En Estados Unidos eso se está viviendo también, ¿verdad? Y como eso hay muchas otras áreas de cosas que son derechos.
You come with us? Alright, hopefully you make it. I ain't got no water for you though. You're gonna have to find your own.
I'll tell you what, you guys for a short trip, you should take it on a hell of a long convention for a little ride down there. You guys going or what?
Yes, come on.
Come on, let's
You
go,
guys
let's
sure
go.
hesitating.
Everybody here? Welcome to Yunque. You can do a head count. We have a 15 to 20 minute trail downhill. Expect to take at least 3 times as long to come back uphill. We each have a walkie. We have contacts up here, and please have 2 waters with you. If you don't have water, from the kitchen or by the van. I'm missing some things. I have the first aid kit. Any questions? So I guess we'll start it off with some aha moments. What did you guys learn, and how did you? Not any of the negativity yet. Let's do good. Let's all do the positive of our experiences today. And I guess I can start with. I'll start myself. Today was crazy, but it was an amazing experience. I think going to El Centro Isolina was very, very. I mean, personally for me, was amazing. The aura there, the way they made us feel was great. I got to learn a lot about nonprofits and the differences, and some of the questions that that you guys asked and we asked were amazing. I guess that is one of the reasons that we need to be asking questions, because it opened up the dialogue and it allowed us to kind of understand more. That was one. Our Proyecto Matria was also amazing, and for me personally, it was an eye-opener, because I got to hear things that I'd never seen or I never heard, so I was able to kind of deal with things that I need to understand for me to continue to grow. And the trail, to me, you know how I felt about that, was amazing. It was just living in the moment. It was just going, conquering, and coming back. So that was my experience today, and I think we had a great time, and I thank everybody for their patience and for keeping us where we needed to be as well. Sarah?
I was going to open it up and finish up. You want me to start with aha moment?
Yes.
You kind of threw me off there, I'm sorry. When we talked about it, I thought we were doing aha moments for, like, who has an aha moment for place 1 or place 2.
For each place.
And I probably won't be able to give you 3 at the same time. But the one thing that I found interesting today was that when we, from the time we met at the airport until at one point this afternoon, everything was in generally like conversational Spanish. And then when we did the hike, I don't know why or what the difference was, but we switched to English. And I found that really kind of interesting, like what made the difference.
Survival mode.
Maybe.
Effective communication.
Speak English,
And we've been doing classes in English until we got to the trip. So maybe that had something to do with it. So that was kind of cool. I'll have some more aha moments as they come back to me.
So I guess we can start it off on this end.
Yeah, start that. Please take over.
I enjoy everything. Yo pienso que what I really like about Matria was the holistic approach. And the fact that I went to see the Montessori school on Race and 20th Street over there, they're like thousands of dollars a month. So the fact that they can get that here for free, that is absolutely amazing. And the quality that they put the human beings first. It's like when you're there, you feel like they're taking care of you. Not how much money I'm making of you, but that you're an individual, that you see the caring on the people. That's amazing. And the fact that after I've been battered as a woman, I can come out of that, come and step up and have my own business. And we had this woman testifying there. I was down here, look at me. I have my own business, my car, I do this. That's just like examples of how organizations can definitely help people if they want to. And I felt also the love and the compassion, the humanness, primero el ser humano antes que el dinero. Y el hike was amazing.
No, just piggybacking off what Felicita said, for me it was just that. I was just impressed all day with both organizations, how they put first the people, you know what I mean? Even the data that we saw about the 63 or 65,000 in the school, they not only did things to impact the individual person that they would help, but they were trying to find out what was the need of the community within the whole mix, you know what I mean? If they help out one youth, what could be that they could do to help out their parents, you know what I mean? And even in Matria, helping out the way they helped out those women and everything. Once again, it was never about, the money. They just made it happen. They made you feel like, you could overcome, you could come forward. So that for me was my highlight.
For me, both was nice, but Proyecto Matria, I think, was also, and because they give you a lot of information in short time, and I don't know, I'm a woman, and and I feel they want to protect the woman and help her, and this is nice.
I just really saw the differences between the way they do the nonprofits here and then in the U.S. Like even when we did our Aspida, what our group did, the whole Aspida thing, there was a really big difference because I felt like the people in Aspida were more about themselves, I don't know, it's just the vibe. It was completely different. Here, when these women were talking, in both of the organizations, it was they, I don't know, it was more they letting people in, I don't know, I guess the vibe was completely different, completely different. And then the hike, I was really scared at first because I'm oh my God, I'm gonna lose another two. But it felt good to do it. It was just awesome.
Can someone translate to Tara? Because I want to say, okay. En la primera parte donde fuimos a la organización, a la escuela, me pareció muy importante la misión que ellos tienen, como los demás compañeros dijeron, enfocados en las necesidades de los niños, de los jóvenes y de la gente que ellos ayudan. Y me impactó la parte donde ellos dicen que aportan el 86% de lo que recogen, de las donaciones y de lo que soportan, todo en base a los niños, lo cual en Filadelfia no sucede. Por ejemplo, el señor Ángel dice que es más poquito, es como un 25%. Entonces, por eso yo hice la pregunta ya, ¿por qué o quién decide que va más dinero que debería de ser? Así debería de ser, la mayoría del dinero para los niños. En cuanto a Madre Patria, me gustó muchísimo la parte en donde se nota que de la nada ellas hacen demasiado y no tiene nadie que pagar, no hay fondos, pero más sin embargo ellos, mira la experiencia que nos mostraron ahí, la señora que puso su encuadernadora, esa es como un challenge para nosotros, para que veamos cómo, si nosotros tenemos a veces tanto en nuestras manos y no hacemos nada, cómo esta gente sí puede hacerlo. Yo ahí mismo empecé a preguntarle a Miriam, me gustaría ir a Filadelfia y buscar un sitio donde de pronto den una clase así para yo hacerla, a ver si de pronto puedo lograr mi sueño. Porque quizá eso es lo que hace falta, un empujoncito.
Can I say like one quick thing? Well, about the Matria, what I found like really cool about them was that they were activists. So it like the funding and all of that didn't really matter. It was just that they were there for like the community. Like I thought that was like that was awesome. Like,
Ok, y mi última parte es la ida abajo al río. Volví, no les voy a decir cuántos años atrás, 30 y pico de años atrás, cuando yo vivía en el campo. Fue fácil, para mí fue súper fácil bajar y subir. Yo nada más observaba a los demás cómo trataban de bajar, porque para muchos de ustedes no sé si sería la primera vez. Para mí esta es una de 30 veces, de las que o menos, no sé cuántas veces, porque yo nací en una finca. Y hasta que me regresé, o me fui a vivir a una ciudad y luego a otra ciudad, esto era pan de cada día para mí. Bajar al río, bañarme. Muy bueno. Me trajo para atrás, sí, muchos años atrás. Amazing. Muchas gracias.
Well, of course, it's been sentimental for me today. Thank you. But I learned a lot that by looking at the differences in how Philly does it and how they do it over here as far as the organizations, and you know, listening to where we went to the alternative school and the numbers, and hearing Angel on the numbers and on the differences on how big of a difference it is from Philly to here. And well, like there's no love in Philly anymore, you know, and it's all about numbers over there, and over here is about how much they can care and love before, you know, the service. You know what I mean? And when they were showing clips on the, you know, you see they were giving class, and you see on the board it says amor es, you know, and you know that was like, I don't know. I mean, it made me feel personally like I've been working in a nonprofit organization where they do everything so totally different, and some things were a little similar, but not the love there. You know what I'm saying? And just it's like they're transformed in one certain way that they can't get out of, and that's how they're programmed. And here it's not like you're programmed that way, and there you are. So. And then at the other place, you know, learning about what was spotted, what gave me an eye-opener was the abortion part, where they're okay with that. You know what I mean? And Philly, it's like, you hear that, what? You crazy? You know, but here it's like, it's your decision. You know, and we're okay with it, you know? And it's like Philly sometimes, the way, if you balance it, it's like they exaggerate. And here is like, oh, okay, you know, no importa, vente, you know what I'm saying? And over there it's like, oh, they make this something this small, this big. And that hiking stuff, yeah. It was fun. Took me back to some training moments, you know what I'm saying? I could imagine what it took Danny back to. But and like it took her back, you know what I'm saying? It took her back, and it took me back to some, you know, run up, run down, do some push-ups and all that stuff. That's how I felt. But other than that, it was amazing. There's a lot of pointers that from the different organizations that I learned if I was to open up my organization and how to manage it. You know what I mean? That, you know, and see the difference between here and over there.
So, hey! So I think one of my favorite moments was Matria at the beginning, just the fact that their openness to love and just their willingness to try to teach us their strategy. And it made me think about how, like, I want to be a teacher, a coach, and do a lot of things in life, and how can I incorporate love and keep that negative thought out of my brain and the way I do things. So it made me really think about even just trying to be a coach with everybody today. I kept like, all right, how can I do this in a loving manner without being, you know, and that's definitely, yeah. And it definitely, because I felt like it's true, you could do both, you know what I mean? And I really liked it. And then the hiking and Decia, and it just made her giving me so much crap. And it made me remember that I can do more things if I just keep pushing myself. And not to get lazy and be like, all right, let's just go, let's set this up, we'll be done. Because I wanted to turn around. And I wanted to be like, all right, I'm over this. I'm going back upstairs to the shower, but I didn't. And I really enjoyed being able to actually challenge myself.
She was pancha.
I was such a little girl. I was like, oh my God, this is so disgusting. Like, it was funny. She dealt with me. Yes, sir.
You haven't been giving me no love.
That's okay.
Okay. I'll go last. Go ahead.
Oh, you're going last. All right. A lot of great moments. I won't repeat what folks said, but the thing that impacted me most is the theme of love and human rights. And I remember even in our trip to Puerto Rico, that's what I really came leaving with. This idea that if you're really about the community, you're really about this, like, it needs to be not just whatever issue you're interested in. It's not just HIV, it's not just domestic violence, it's not just whatever is your issue. It's about human rights in general. It's about quality of life for everyone because you exist, because you are. And that in that process, we need to love our people. We need to accept people, be patient. You know, all those things are just so easy for us all to do. You know what I mean? So it was just really great. Like, I loved Nanette, and that she hugged all of us and made us hug. I was like, I love this. So that was really the theme for me, my takeaway. But not for nothing. So I was deadly afraid as well with the hike. This one, like, for me, like, tripped out the one we usually do in Yunque because it was just so treacherous and it was like steep and slippery. I'm thankful for, where did he go? For Charlie Poncho Villa Walker. I think we brought some, like, positive spiritual energy from Luisa yesterday, and it came in his body, and he was our guide all the way down and our guide all the way up, and I am grateful for him. Yes. That's true. I love him. Let me give him a hug later.
He might get off of Danny's stick.
So, I'm going to start with what I'm going to take back to Philly. Because the work that I do, it has a lot involved in this. Like, I got yelled all the time about Miriam, you give too much love to your clients. Miriam, they're going to disrespect you, so don't get too friendly with them. I don't listen to that, because that's the way that I use to, you know, get to them. So on my way back, I have so many ideas, things that I'm going to do with the parents. So that was my favorite part, when they say how they do it, how they encourage women to, you know, be successful and do things on their own. And the Centro, yeah, the love that they have there for us, I say, I'm going to keep doing the same thing. The height, oh my God, I thought I was going to do it. I thought I was going to get away with. I was like, I don't want to go, but you have to go. Okay, so I decided, okay, let me go. I thought I was going to get an allergy, I was going to be short of breath. It took me time, but I did. Yes, so.
I think what I take out of this day, and what I hope everyone takes out, is when you heard the lady said that she cleans bathrooms, she does this, she does that, and as we, you know, in the work world, as we start getting these different positions, we have to remember where we come from, and what we're doing, and allá afuera, it's always stuff like, that's not my job description, and then that's not, you know, this, and that's not that, and there's different things where it's more personal here, and there's you know, they take that, they I don't know if they curse, but they take that stuff serious. They take each person serious. They take each service that they give serious, and they're true to their numbers. So I think one of the questions that Medina has asked was that you know, was that persons or was that services? Because if you really look at it, someone comes into that place, automatically off the bat, that's 5 different types of services or contacts for them, right? Because you know so imagine that. Then that's those numbers, those 300,000s and that. Because if it was whatever that number was, if you times that by 5, you look at it. But yet it's not about numbers. I mean, it is about numbers because, you know, you're accountable to funding and stuff, but it's not about numbers. It's about the difference and how you make a difference in their community and the lives of these kids. And when she keeps coming back and she keeps saying, every day when I come to work, and it brings me back to that 13-year-old, and it brings me back, and it brings me back, and sometimes I hate that, I don't feel like doing it, but once I get back there, you know, that's what I take back, and you'll see the passion. It's passion, big difference. That's what I got. And I didn't cry. See?
I know you're gonna tie it up, so I'm gonna. No. At the school, we walked in, and I'm thinking, you know, the school's here to serve the students, the clients, you know, the people who walk in their door. But she included us, you know, and before we left, I know you didn't really prefer the hug, but, you know, she made us all, you know, she made us all get together. And it was her way of ministering to us as well. Even though we weren't a client, and we're not going to be part of the 65,000, we walked into her life and she wasn't going to let us walk out without giving to us. The Project Matria, yeah, lost it, I'm sorry. But it was, I might remember later, the walk, working together, and it was more of a team effort. It was really neat. And you could see the team building and just the interactions along the way. And another highlight that I had was when I noticed you have your jewelry on from yesterday, and Miriam, you got your t-shirt from today. And that really touched me because it's not just, okay, I got something out of today and I put that in my suitcase, what's for tomorrow? But you're making it a part of your life. And there were others that I saw doing Now watch that. Yeah, there you go.
I think the first issue that I would have with both of you is that you were not prepared with the address. If it wasn't for me to come on busting our heads off, we would have been in deep trouble. And part of your responsibility is not just to write out the direction, you guys should have printed out the map where it shows exactly where it was at. And we constantly are having that problem, guys. All right? We're constantly having that problem, and that's not acceptable. You should be completely prepared to tell me to come on to leave this place and how to get that place turn by turn. It's part of your assignment. The island's not that big. There ain't that many addresses. They're difficult addresses. Because in Puerto Rico, the addresses are completely different from the United States. But if you research it enough, and if you call people, and if you call the lady and say, mire, somos de acá, siempre tenemos problemas, ¿de qué punto a qué punto? Llégueme a un punto que yo pueda hacer conocer, y de qué punto aquí llego yo. They'll give you the way how to get there. Right? So when you call on the phone, it'll make it much easier for us to get there. You know, because you guys were telling me it was in San Juan, so that's why I took this way. If you guys were able to tell me where it was at, I would have went through Cabo.